Hi you guys, today I'm going to show you how to make Indian fry bread. First thing you're going to need is a bowl. You're going to need a Clabber baking powder, and you're also going to need flour. Just to let you know, I always use Bluebird flour. If you don't know what that looks like, they look like this. It has the Bluebird logo on there. It usually comes in a flour sack, but I make teddy bears out of mine, so I usually do that. You're going to need oil. So, and you also need a pan, and I already have oil in here. So, and I will get back to you on how to make the rest. Okay, you guys, right now, what I did was I added a cup and a half of flour and 1 tablespoon of the baking powder, and I also took out a half cup, also scooped out another half cup of flour on the side, so that way this is my extra flour I put aside to sort of flour up my hand. And what I'm going to do now is just mix up the flour and the baking powder in one. Okay, now what you're going to do now is get your water. There's not really an amount because it has to come out to the right consistency of the dough. So what I'm going to do is just pour so much in there. As I'm doing that, I'm going to as I'm pouring it in, I'm just sort of going like this in the middle of the dough and grabbing around the dough. I'm not going to mix it all at once because when I did that the first time, the dough came out really hard, and it was really hard to work with after that. And you want to use like mild warm water. So just sort of go around and grab the dough as you're doing it. This does get messy. It does get sticky. And just add a little water here and there. If you feel comfortable with rotating the dough, go ahead. And then you're going to grab the water again and just pour it in just like this, and just work the dough around and start rubbing the dough around the bowl. And then your hand will get sticky. See how messy it is? You can just sort of take your hand with some flour and it will just come off. So this is not going to be easy the first time. I mean, if you have a dough mixer, you can do it that way too, but I prefer to do it by hand and just go around and just sort of neither squeeze and sort of roll around the dough. And as you're doing it, you want to rub around the bowl and grab whatever. It's just like, if you ever watch a dough mixer, you know, when you make dough and you have like one of those KitchenAid mixers, it's just something like that, you know. Like by the time the dough is all done, if you ever notice, the whole bowl is like really clean. For the same thing, but you're gonna just do that going around in circles with the and just probably add a little bit, just a tiny bit, to get the dough that's in there. Just like that. And you want to get it as soft as possible, and you know, and then to just make sure that the dough doesn't stick to your hand, and you want it to be easier. Practice this a couple times. I mean, it's not going to come out perfect the first time. It didn't come out perfect the first time for me, so just like that. And then when you're done, just sort of sprinkle a little bit of flour around the dough, just so it comes out really nice. And there you go. See, that's how your dough should look, and it's really nice and soft. So that's pretty much it. And then when you're done, just cover it with a plastic bag. In my case, I'm going to put saran wrap on top, and that's how it should look. Thank you. Okay, guys, here's how you make the fry bread. Get your dough, and just 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the easy way I do it. And I always keep extra flour on hand for the side. And I just go around, and as this is cooking, I keep an eye on it. Just when I see it turning golden brown is when I turn it over. It doesn't take long for them to cook, so. And then you just open your plate here. Make sure you have a plate on hand with paper towels. Just let the grease drain, and then lay it down here. And then just cover it, and just go back and forth, make it come nice and round. You know, these are not going to always be perfectly round, but just like this. And if you want, you can poke a hole in the middle, but I don't. I usually just put it on. And then you always lay the bread away from you when putting it in the oil, so it doesn't splatter on you. Just like this. And when done, you can put these aside. Just when it turns golden brown on the edges, you'll see it. Just pork your fork in and turn it over. At this time, you can turn it off if it's your last fried bread. I just sort of dust off the leftover. Okay, and just like that, how you make fried bread. And when you're done, just lay it over this This is how you should always keep your fry bread. Have a plate or something on the side, and then put them on. They're pretty hot, but just like that, you can make Navajo tacos or Indian tacos or whatever. But in my case, I am not making that. I'm just cover them. And this is my taco here. It's on a small, medium plate. Put this aside. Let this cool down. Well, here's the bread. And I got, it looks like flour, but it's not. It's powdered sugar. And you just sprinkle it on. Fresh. You can put honey, whatever you want on it. And then you can take it off and pretty much taste it. Pretty good. Pretty good. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching.